wanted to come on here. I felt called to come on here and talk about this is the season where I feel, although convenience and consumerism is always present in at least our Western United States culture, I think there's a lot of cultures around the world, but I can speak to this one. And this seems to be the time of year where this is getting amped up. And as a mental health professional, I actually find this fascinating and also very important to talk about because there's nothing wrong with convenience. We all have standards of living and conditions, and really honestly, things that we have to have in order to kind of function in our daily life. So this is not me hating on any of that. And I think it's important to start to touch into and find some points for ourselves where we have a better understanding of what's happening in this convenience consumerism. What do I even mean by that is quick, easy, fast, one-click purchase, get it at your door 2 days later, being able to, one-stop shop. And again, there's nothing wrong with these things. I use plenty of these tools in my life. And it's about cultivating an awareness of what we're doing, because when we don't, I find we tend to, this time of year in this northern hemisphere in the United States, I think get addictive and really succumb to the marketing tactics that come at us. So like, here's a flash sale, everything must go, get everything as cheaply as possible for your holiday shopping, this chick. So to be able to kind of balance that, because what's happening is we're in a state of grieving, in a state of sadness, or kind of going through the same process that the tree outside is going through, which is like slowing down production and trying to get ready for winter. And so it's important to realize that a lot of the behaviors that we have, whether it's in the store or online, these are numbing behaviors. These are escaping behaviors a lot of the time. We're not doing it because we truly have a need for it. We're doing it because we don't want to be in something inside of us. And to know the difference really comes down to being able to check in with yourself. Why does it feel so urgent, so important? I was told once when I was buying a car that if someone said, well, this deal's only going to last today, to just walk away. Because if the deal and the car are really that great, they'll be there tomorrow. And I think this is something that we are not conditioned. And to take some moments for ourselves to just check in. Why does this feel so urgent? Why do I feel this need to do this? I think the other thing that happens when we don't check in, when we are kind of succumbing to that conditioning of fast-paced, convenient, urgency, buy everything now, there can be shame, there can be guilt, regret, resentment that comes up afterwards. And if we aren't conditioned to check in with that or understand that, it can fuel more of the cycle. So breaking this down, I don't think there's any quick, easy, here's my 3 hot tips, and then you are going to be able to follow those. And this is a very individualistic thing. We're all in different layers and levels of what we can afford via our time, via our money, to sit and contemplate these things. What we are accustomed to in our culture or our belief system around giving, and what we're gonna allow ourselves to spend in time and money around certain events that happen this time of year. So there is no quick, easy fix to this. I think that's why most of us just keep going with the conditioned responses. So if you're watching this, my assumption is that you are at least trying to figure this out for yourself, or you're curious about, hey, how do we break down the convenience consumerism in ourselves? Because marketing's not going to change. Honestly, they just keep getting smarter. They just keep hacking our brains more and more and more. And there's lots of reasons for that. That's not what this video is about per se. But if we can just find an edge of where we're at with this. So I've personally done some work on this for myself, and I know there's tons of work to still be done. So some of the things that I have done, not to say that this is going to work for you or these are your solutions, but just to give you an idea of how to work with this. I unsubscribe to a lot of things. I'm not going to name them specifically, but unsubscribe to things you're not using at the time. So for instance, I have plenty of streaming options that I like to use. I don't subscribe to all of them all at the same time. And again, for some people, that's too much to ask, and so that might not work for you. Another thing that I do is try and save links. Do a lot of things online. Save links or save sale information. I know it's really one of my areas that I try to be cognizant of. Just because this is on sale today doesn't mean it won't be on sale again in a month, or that I have to buy it on sale. Like if I don't have the money today, even when this is on sale, or I wanted to spend that money on something else, then I can save up for this for full price. And if I happen to come across another sale, then great. I don't have to worry about that. If it's something I really do need immediately, then yeah, I try to do my due diligence to do research and then say, okay, this is it. So everybody's going to be at different layers and levels, again, of like what you can do, when you can save, if you feel like you can only afford things in this sale and this is the sale you've been waiting for to go buy that coat or whatever, then do it. It's about, though, knowing the intention of it. So when I have something in my mind and I want to save it or do more research on it, I just wait. I just pause. I think that's really what we're getting at. Because sometimes it really is just, oh, I was in a bad mood and I wanted something to pick me up. And that's fine. If I bought it, fine. Then I at least know that's where I was. But that doesn't always have to be the case. when we get in this spiral of doing things mindlessly, we are not thinking about how our feelings, how our reactions to the situation are driving those impulses and our behaviors. Plain and simple. So we see the thing, marketing creates urgency for us. We have to buy it now. We think about it later. Maybe other negative feelings come up about, oh no, I have, buyer's remorse. Then we kind of restart that cycle. We don't think much about what caused me to have buyer's remorse or how did I get here. We just kind of continue to go forward with that conditioned response. So we just finding the edge of what feels possible for where you're at and reimagining that. So in the beginning, yes, this takes a little bit of effort and some time, and that may not always feel possible for everyone. So there's no shame in that. You do you. If you can create some time to really look at, okay, what are my patterns? Or just even starting to think about it. Like, oh, okay, that's an interesting thought. I'll have to pay attention to what's happening. What am I buying when I'm sad? What am I buying out of frustration or anger? What are the things I've bought that didn't actually work out? How do I want to balance that? These are the things to just contemplate, the questions to ask, to just slow down the process and be where you're at and find what's possible for you. And I think that then we may be able to start to shift into change around our habits and our emotions regarding the season, regarding these behaviors. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, your tips, your pros, your cons about any or all of this. Until next time.